Hello and welcome back to another episode. My name is Sylvia.
And I am Kendi, and this is Life in Perspective. Yes. So we've been talking about Christian dating.
Yes.
Then the checklist. Do you have a checklist for the kind of man that you want? Or actually the kind of woman? We didn't even... Sorry, for the gentlemen, maybe you also have a checklist. I'm sure what we shared in our previous video, which you should go and check out, will give you maybe a snippet of what you can put in your checklist.
We are bound to be biased because we're women who are talking about it. So
yeah,
we are kind of going to lean more on the woman perspective.
Yes, exactly. But we'll try and
incorporate both
include
sides. Also the gentlemen who are watching this video.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, one of the things that I forgot to say, I wanted also a smart man. Smart.
Oh yeah.
In fact, one of the things that I keep laughing about is I wanted a man who can hold a conversation with my dad. If you couldn't hold a conversation with my dad, I had no business dating you. Because my father happens to be very witty, and sometimes he throws things that you need to catch, otherwise you'll end up missing out on the joke, you'll end up missing on him criticizing you. So I needed someone who's quick, witty man. And thank you, Jesus, I got him. Yes. Nice. Is there anything you forgot from yours?
No. I think it's just saying that, like, now when you look back and at your list, like, you got to tick almost all the boxes.
I actually checked all the boxes because I think they were realistic things.
Yeah. There were no cars, and I don't know, he must really be earning 6-figure, or he must be...
In fact, when you're talking about 6 figures, by the time I was getting married to my husband, of which we've made this information public before, I was earning 7 times what he was earning. So actually 5 times what he was taking home. Yes. So my take home and his take home, mine was 5 times more. So the money was not at the top of my list. It really wasn't.
Which is the same for me. Money, I think things like houses, cars, and money, they're material things which come and go, but you need something solid. Yeah. Because these are, as I've said, things that come and go. They are neither here nor there, but you need someone who is very solid, grounded. His values and his principles also mattered very much to me. Like, what are your values?
Yes.
What do you stand for? Yes. When it comes to this thing and that, what do you stand for? I needed to, a person we share the same values.
That's very, very true. Yeah. So I also wanted the same, and thank God we also did. When I look at my list practically, I don't think there's anything that was quote unquote such a big miss that would have made me walk away. There was nothing. Yeah.
Same here. So how did you meet your husband? How did you? And I would like to pose this question: is there a way? How do you know that he's the one?
Before we get to how do you know he's the one, because
how did you meet?
It's difficult to know that he's the one because it's not like they're 100%.
No. Let me tell you. Now I want you to say, let's share. How did we meet our husbands? Then say, how did you know that he was the one? And now, in conclusion, is there a way that you can tell he is the one?
Wait, okay. Oh, actually, for me, that question is answered. That question is very, very easy. Yes. So, how did I meet my husband? Well, this story, let me go back a few years to K-Crew Bible study. Mine was a very unique kind of dating. And I remember it was unique. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. So as I share my story, please note that this does not have, it's not the standard. It's not the way things have to go, okay? That's a caveat I've put out there. So mine goes back to 2016 K-Crew Bible study. And this was the first Bible study in February. And I remember this Bible study so clearly because if you know the K-Crew team led by Njugush and his team, yes, Njugush and DJ Moz, But for this particular BS, Njugush and the team were going for evangelism in the Southern Africa region. And guys were so excited. There was a lot of prayer towards that. There was a lot of fasting towards that. We were really excited for the team that was going to minister the gospel down south. So one of the people who was invited to pray for that particular, I think this was the second Bible study, if I'm not wrong, not the first. I think one of the people who came to pray was a prophet called Prophet Akama. Let me tell you, I believe in prophecy, but I had a very bad experience in 2010, 2011. So I always hide from prophets.
When you see prophets, you're
like, don't call me, don't speak. like I ran, and this was no different. I ensured I am not close to their radar, kabisa. But this guy came outside and he asked me maswali mbili tatu. One of them was my dating lifestyle.
Wow.
And I laughed because he said, I see some confusion in your dating life.
Which was true.
And I was like, okay, I know there were like 3 Jamas carrying me at that particular time. And I wasn't settled about it. I was just, I'm neither here or there.
Very true.
Still trying to weigh my options. So when he said it, I laughed. And he was like, this is what God is telling me. You will meet your husband in March. And he left it at that.
Wow.
I was like, sawa too. You know those things.
I don't like that, those prophecies, because you're on the lookout.
You're like,
lookout.
When
someone says hi, you're like, is he the one? The challenge with me, now I thought, okay, of the 3 guys who were in my radar at that particular time, I really liked one, and I actually thought maybe this was the one he was, when you start in my head, I'm trying to remember.
You're trying to remember. You know the person.
Yeah.
So I remember just thinking that this person is actually the one. And
oh my goodness,
I don't know whether I started thanking God for him, but it got to a point I held on to that particular person the entire March, and I'm like, wow. And there's something like delayed prophecy. Yeah, you can actually delay the actualization of your prophecy. Yeah, and we've seen that.
Because you see, it's a word that has been spoken.
Yes,
and there's something. I always say we are partners with God. There's a part that he plays, there's a role that we play.
Yeah.
And the role that we play can also delay his word from becoming a reality.
That is very true.
Yeah.
And again, you'll see the patterns in the Bible. I mean, which it was the Israelites during when they were told they will serve in Egypt for 40 years. Look at how they delayed the process of getting to the promised land.
Where?
Yet they should have gotten there pretty early.
Yeah.
That mindset. Anyway, I digress. So much I held on to this person, thinking that this person is the one, but he was not the one, and I let go of it like I washed my hands completely. And I remember it was after the fast that we had as cake preparatory. And when I decided to let go on April 17th, I was in church and I was attending Purpose Center for the very first time. And I remember they said that there was a guest speaker that afternoon, Pastor Simon Bevy. If you're in Nairobi, you know who Pastor Sai is. So Pastor Sai came and he was preaching about how to know the man is the one, if I remember correctly. It was in the afternoon. It was for all singles. So positioning yourself, when you are meeting for singles, rock up. And then I didn't know anyone. I was new to this church. So I went and sat on the 3rd row. The other 2 seats were vacant, but since I was among the early people to come, I sat on the 3rd row. And the MC there was handsome. He was pretty good looking. And he was emceeing with another chick. So I looked at them. I was like, okay, wow, nice MC. He speaks very well. Wow, he's very eloquent. And just like that, zoomed everything and focused on now Pastor Sai. After the service, I had a question for Pastor Sai, but there are lots of people who had questions, so I decided, let me just go. As I was leaving, the MC approaches me and he's like, hi, you're new here. I'm like, yes, I'm new. And before we knew it, we were actually from the same, we were alumni of the same, did I say it correctly? Yeah. Yes, of the same school. So our alma mater was Moi Forces Academy, him, Nairobi, and mine in Nakuru. And interestingly, we were in school around the same time. He came to my school, I went to his school, but we never, ever met. So that was quite a conversation starter. And just like that, this MC was like, come, I introduce you to now the singles group in church, which was called Anchored. And I met a few people. And just like that, when I went home after we exchanged numbers, he was planning for a camp on 1st May. This is 2016, on 1st May. So between 17th and 1st May, this MC was chatting me the entire time. It was like, hey, how are you? Today I'm doing this. Like, but why are you telling me my business? And I really didn't ask. I really didn't ask about your business. Yeah, today I've gone to this area. This is what I've done. So I'll be home at this time. I'm like, and then
why are you telling me?
So that was on Monday after meeting him on 17th. So this was 18th. Fast forward to 19th, 20th. That was on a Wednesday. I was so stressed out because this was also the time I was still working with letting go of this other guy that I thought was the one. Actually, I remember I didn't let go of him in March.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation. Yes, I had. I remember I locked my office that day and I really prayed and poured my heart out to God and told him, by the way, help me move on from this. I am done. And I was so stressed out because there were so many things that happened on that day. But the one thing that showed me the level of stress that I had was I went to town. I decided to take the train. And when I took the train, I had my earphones on. I had a book I was reading. And I was also texting this MC. I got off the wrong stage.
Yeah,
the wrong train station. I was livid because the next train was going to come past 6. I would have been home before 6. I was so upset. I was so upset with myself. I felt like crying. I'd never used a matatu in that area.
But you see, all things work for the good of those who love the Lord.
Oh my goodness. So I got off the wrong station, not knowing how to even maneuver from there to get to my place. So I told him, you know what, I'm really confused right now. I've gotten off the wrong station, so I need help to get to my place. And he was like, okay, you know what, it's okay. Cross the road, utapata matatu, inaka hivi na hivi, chukua hiyo matatu, panda, fika kwa hii stage. But instead of you going home, why don't we have a milkshake? I was like, nilitoka nyumbani customer zimepotea. Sijui kama zimerudi. Why not have a milkshake? What does it hurt? Mind you, my head is nowhere in the scene of I'm attracted to him. He wasn't there yet. So I met him for milkshake. I got there in the mall before he did. And he came and it was so awkward because I'm wondering, do I shake his hand? Do I stand up? Do I hug him? And it was so weird because we still don't know each other. It's so weird. So let me just say, milkshake became soda. It became, we met at around 6 p.m. We spoke until 11. We changed venues from 11. Spoke till about 1:30 a.m. Hey, we decided, okay, let's go. It's time for us to go home. Like, we were oblivious of the time. That's how much we just
Very true.
He made me laugh the entire night. I was laughing like till my ribs were hurting. And this was a bad day because I had spent the afternoon crying. My makeup had tokana kabisa. And then you can imagine this is evening now. You look your biggest. But we still had very lovely conversations. And by the time we decided, hiya, it's time to go home, it was 1:30 a.m. And when we went to now, I needed cash for the ATM because I wanted to pay for my own cab. kumbe he had plans of him paying for the cab, but I was like, you know what, let's just go. Let me just go home. And then he was like, what if we take a walk? I was like, by the way, a walk at 1:30. See,
Imagine.
Yeah, I was insane.
Yeah, you were
I think I was insane. I had really laughed and I was so happy. So I was in a happy bubble. I decided to.
But I feel like there's something, maybe you cannot pinpoint it, but there's something that made you not say no. I feel like when you meet someone like that, and everything they say you're in agreement, like it's 1:30 a.m. What makes you say yes to a walk if that guy does not make you feel secure? You felt safe with him. There's a particular way he made you feel, like even you wanted to stay.
Yes, actually that was, I couldn't get past the conversations, and we walked. And let me tell you, at that time I was staying at Imara Daima. The places we passed through, because we're leaving Transami to go to Imara Daima, let's just say it was, and yeah, the angels were with us. Because we got there, I remember we sat in a kibanda now and we started talking again. This is 2 a.m. and we spoke to about 2:30, and he bid me goodbye, like no kisses, no nothing, just give me a hug and say goodbye. And I was like, ciao. And I was living in a gated community, so I got into the gate and I went to the house and slept.
I feel like knowing your husband the way I know him, by the time he was hugging you, he had already stamped, this is it. Like knowing him the way I know him,
very decisive.
Yes, he had already stamped this one.
I have got it.
Yeah.
So that was how we met. And on 1st May, so now I started catching my feelings between 17th and 1st. He asked me out.
Wow.
And I dare not share how he actually asked.
We don't mind.
No.
But now you need to end this episode here,
Yes,
because we want you to come back for more. It gets better.
It does.
So please, if you haven't watched our previous videos, please do. Because we're talking about dating and all that, the good stuff that comes with dating.
True.
And now we'll be doing a continuation of this video.
Awesome.
So watch out for our next episode.
Share,
Bye.
like, subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Bye.
Bye.